to him about it. He never talked to me about it. But he had the evidence in his hand that that check never came, it was never processed. Anyway, you get to know somebody when you see him in action. Mm-hmm. Philippians. Now, Philippi, as I suggested, Ephesians, Colossians, and Philemon were all written at the same time, probably all carried by the same messenger, because they're all basically into the heart of Asia, Asia Minor. They're in Turkey. Philippi, however, was across the Aegean Sea in Macedonia, right where Macedonia connects to Thrace, the province on mainland Europe. And Macedonia would be where Greece begins to become a peninsula. And so that's where Philippi is. And this letter was probably the last one he wrote from prison. Well, I shouldn't say that. The last one he wrote from this imprisonment. As he suggested here in chapter 1, he would be freed. And then he would go on a journey that you can trace through the letters he wrote. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Where he wrote the first letter to Timothy, and then he wrote to Titus. But 2 Timothy was written after he had been arrested again and was back in prison. So you might call 2 Timothy a prison epistle too, but generally they're referred to as the pastoral letters, or I call them the preacher letters. Pastoral epistles you'll see in the literature. I call them the preacher letters. So we'll get to 1 Timothy next week. But Philippians then is the last that he wrote from his imprisonment in Rome. Acts 28 is where he was when he wrote this. And there's one word that kind of sticks out above all other words in this letter. You know what that is?
Remembrance.
Pardon?
Remembrance.
Grace?
Grace? Those are really, really good words. But rejoice. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I'll say rejoice. That's taken from Philippians 4, right? So it's a letter of thanksgiving and supplication. And other than in chapter 4, two sisters who had a little bit of a difficult time getting along with each other, there are no doctrinal issues.